We should have sold it.
We need to keep that in mind throughout this podcast.
No,
We'll just keep selling her,
please don't.
keep selling her different stuff. No, but with the as far as talking about politics earlier, I guess you guys saw the issue, the most recent issue, I guess, that I was having with like the school shows. Remember, so last time I was here, I guess anybody that didn't catch the first episode, I was telling you guys that I do the shows, the stunt shows at the schools, and I think at the time, if I remember correctly, I was telling you guys how excited I was.
Absolutely.
Because
Agreed.
it was just about to start kicking back off, right? And we put all this work and time, and Tila too. Tila's Elsa now.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if y'all
I
noticed.
saw- yeah, I
Did
saw
you see
the
Elsa in
pictures.
the
Yeah,
show?
absolutely.
And she looks exactly like Elsa, which is weird. But we've put so much like time and effort and energy into the shows, and ended up having some issues with. Well, first of all, we had to do 4 shows that week. Excuse me, sorry y'all. We had to do 4 shows that week, and Matt, as you recall, like I was trying to, we got the fire department involved as well. We had worked it out. So we were doing the 4 shows that week, so all the kids could be in small groups. They could be socially distanced, right? Everybody had their masks on. Everything went off without a hitch, though. Like, it was absolutely great. The vibe was great. They let me take a tour of the school after, so I could go hang out with the kids, and we high-fived. They let me play drums with the music program, which is always like a big deal to me, because their music teacher at that school is like second to none. Ed Somek. He is awesome, so he has a great music program, and got to hang out with them for a little while. But after we did the show, we made some videos. We always make videos and pictures so people can see. People like to see that sort of stuff and see what's going on. So we made it and put it on the DB Soul Free Run on Facebook, and there was no issues there. So shortly thereafter, I shared just a couple of the pictures and like some of the videos to the DB Guns and Ammo page, because if y'all remember, the DB Guns and Ammo Facebook and the website are basically how I raise money to be able to do the shows, right? So the schools don't have to pay any money for the shows. So I put these videos on there kind of showing people like, hey, this is, y'all are doing good things. This is what we're using the money for. This is actually working. This is going good. So had the video up there for, I think, like a day. I think it was like one full, maybe 24 hours or something, and got a text message the next day from the social worker at the elementary school, and she had said that they got a call from somebody who's higher up in the school, either off the school board or school district, whatever, and they had said that they saw the video had been shared on my DB Guns and Ammo page, and that they wanted me to take any pictures and videos down from the shows, because they didn't want people to think that New Hanover County Schools was promoting guns. Promoting guns are
Yeah.
just right. So I saw your mouth. Just I know. I hear the deep breaths over there. So I kind of get it, although my heart instantly sank, because first of all, none of those kids know that I even have any other job besides riding motorcycles.
Stunt.
That's it, right?
We don't promote it at all. Like, whenever
absolutely.
I put the stickers on the bikes, he's like, no, don't put the gun store. And that's been for years now.
Yep.
So it wasn't like just this year, hey, don't put the gun store on there. So it's never been a thing.
We
So
always kept them separate, and for them to reach that far out, with that initial attack was a little strange to me, and it also kind of hurt. Because we're going past like the character and like the value of what I'm actually doing, and kind of just going into, hey, we disagree with what you've got going on, so we're gonna try to give you a hard time about it. So I kind of didn't listen at all. So I didn't take anything down, and a few days later after that, I'm getting both ears now. This is good. A few days later after that, they told me that I could not, they were pulling me from the future shows that I had. So upcoming, I had Blair Elementary, Sunset Park Elementary. We were in negotiations with something, and then Rachel Freeman Elementary as well. We had them coming up with the Dane Britt Get Fit Challenge, which is exactly what we did at Murrayville. Dane Britt Get Fit. We send out the little flyers. It's got all the exercises on it. The kids start doing the exercises. The parents get involved as well. Absolutely amazing thing. Like, I was already getting Facebook messages from like parents that were excited, pictures. I was getting tagged in pictures of kids doing sit-ups and push-ups and like getting all their exercises done because they were getting pumped about the shows. And then I get the news that New Hanover County Schools, someone at New Hanover County Schools has pulled all the shows and said that I don't have the proper insurance, as we can't do this. Now, keep in mind, at this point, nobody's asked me what insurances I have, what insurances Free Running has when they do the shows with me. Nobody's even asked us.
No one's even reached out to you.
Right. I haven't heard anything from anyone.
Hey, Dane, we love what you do, but we want to help out. And you need to change these things to make it happen.
Right.
No.
So, absolutely none of that. And at this point, it's kind of like, well, okay, so what do I need to do to make this happen? And then it turned into... I literally got we were trying to salvage. They had already canceled Sunset Park. Like, they nipped that in the bud. They were like, nope, we're not doing it. Insurance. Called up Blair Elementary once they figured out I had a show coming up there. Nope, we can't do that. We don't have the right insurance. And Blair Elementary had already sent out the flyers. The kids are already doing the exercises. I'm already doing like video chats with some of the kids that I know their parents, like getting them pumped about it. And then I'm having to text the parents afterward now and tell them that the shows got canceled, so there's not going to be anything. So,
but it took them a while to even tell those kids, because I even have friends who their kids go there, and they were telling me, and I was like, ooh, I already know that one's canceled.
Right. No, for sure. And they weren't telling anybody anything. The only people that knew were like the upper people. They knew there wasn't going to be a show, but they were still not telling people down low that were hitting me up, about how excited all the kids were. So it was a very, very awkward situation. It was a very trying time. But as far as the list of demands that they came up with, we were trying to salvage Rachel Freeman Elementary because I'd been there before as well, so we know the routine. And I got this email from my contact there, which is the PE teacher, and it was like a list of like 10 demands of just like things that I had to get done before we could do another show. And the majority of it was stuff I can do, whatever. It's kind of roll your eyes stuff, but I could pull it off. Like, they need more distance between me and the kids. Whatever, possibly some kind of barrier between me and the kids. Whatever, I'll figure it out.
The waiver.
What is it?
A waiver.
A waiver, yeah, absolutely. We came up with a waiver, right? So all the kids had to take a waiver home and had to say this, this, and this. And it also has to have something in the waiver that says that I video all of my performances and I take pictures of all of my performances, and we have to get permission from them for the kids to be in any of these videos or pictures, and whatever. I'm not even getting into any of that, but... then it was, I have to have like a $1 million liability umbrella policy, and then a couple $1 million liability insurance for each motorcycle that I ride. And I've got to have workman's comp for anybody that's on the team that's in there with me. So workman's comp, like that, when I think about that, I think about like employees, right? Like, you have employees. None of us make any money.
Yeah.
Let me say that louder. None of us make any money.
Yeah, there's no payroll.
It's not like we get together and I'm like, all right, dudes, here's your check for this week. Like, no. It's like, hey, guys, I'm so glad that you donated your time and whatever money you had to put forth to be able to be here today, and you missed work because we have to do these things during regular work hours, So the workman's comp thing is like, I'm still trying to figure out a way around that. Like, I'm still trying to get all these insurances figured out. So we're finally making some progress. I haven't been able to get any communication with the actual school board. And this is like for the past 2 or 3 weeks, I think, now that we've been like going back and forth. I'm just trying to get some help from anyone. Like, somebody help me just get something done and point me in the right direction here. And nobody wants to help me. All they want to say is, hey, man, we know that you've been donating all your time and all your money and all your energy and doing this for free, but now we have this list of demands that you need to put on top of everything
for
else that you've been doing.
So
right, literally 10 years.
This.
Yeah, for sure. The past over 10 years of my life, I've been doing these shows, and suddenly there's an issue. So
seems like the insurance thing is an excuse.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a feeling? Like, what's the...
That's exactly what I feel. And I was going to kind of, just bounce it off of you guys, but that's the way it hit me.
Yeah, it feels almost as if the gun store and whatever the view is of the gun store is kind of the catalyst driver for the insurance, whatever presentation. It's one that's, if they umbrella it under the fact that you need this type of insurances, then it doesn't look so much that they're hating on the fact that you have a gun shop.
So I messed up, because you're absolutely right. I messed up, and as soon as they said something about the gun shop thing, I instantly went into defense mode, and I started talking about how discriminatory that was toward me. So they knew They knew as soon as I started passing this information along, they knew I was going to push that envelope, and they didn't like that word.
No, I
right?
had to change it.
That's it. So they're like, okay, we need a different plan, right?
Yeah.
So instantly went away from the gun shop thing, and then it started going to, well, we can't have you guys doing it because y'all had some kids. You pulled some kids out of the crowd and you interacted with them. I think Kyle did a flip over a couple of the kids or whatever. So it's just something we've been doing since the beginning of time. So okay, I get it, like whatever. But they tried to pull us for that, and I was like, isn't that what these waivers are for? Isn't that what we're wavering, right? Is to, if you want your kid involved, that's cool. If you don't want your kid involved, that's cool too. Tell your kid not to raise his hand, so.
But then those are the cool kids. I don't feel like they should get rid of that because then they go back to class and they're like, yeah, I was the one who was in the show.
These kids go back on a pedestal. Like they are on cloud 9 because they're involved in it. So either way, I told them, we don't have to involve the kids in the show. That's not a make or break thing.
Well, I hate to break it to the people who decided to make these deals and whatnot, but they will ask anybody who is in any type of a lawyer or any type of litigation, waivers that you sign, they don't mean anything.
Really?
Yeah, they hold no validity.
Oh,
unless it is unless it is a document that has been notarized as a public notary of a signature, it's not going to hold up in court.
What?
No, it's not.
What?
No, any credible lawyer will be glad to tell you that. Because I had them. I'm teaching gun classes and whatnot. I use my rosters as a legality thing. So if something happens to you, I release liability upon myself, and it's on you. It's your mistake. Yeah. I mean, I've had lawyers tell me that'll never hold up. Same thing when I was running the gym. It was the same way, if you drop a weight on your foot and spatter your foot all over the floor,
oh gosh,
it's your problem, not mine. You're in here under your own free will and whatnot. That'll never hold up.
Really?
No.
Even though you sign it?
That'll never hold up. So it's almost, it's kind of a waste of time. In all actuality,
Dude, I almost hate to hear that because I was hoping.
I know you were, but that's the facts, and just the fact that they're making you jump through the hoops of having to do this, and you haven't ever. Why has it never been an issue prior?
That's exactly what I got to today.
I wish you had a name to put with names to put with it, and I'll do some digging on my own.
I do.
As far as okay, well, I would be glad.
I have screenshots.
Okay, that's fine. I'd be glad to discuss them and put that appropriately.
Not that I'm obsessed.
But still, it's a shame.
Yeah.
It's just another great example of how doing the right thing and trying to do the right thing, you just get crucified.
Right.
People are just looking for a reason. Mm-hmm. They're just bored.
Yes.
That's very strange.
They have too much
Bored
free
to
time.
death.
Yes.
These internet warriors are bored to death and looking for a reason to poke.
I've just never, I'd be curious to know if like a parent actually, because I never heard from anyone that a parent said something. Like this is
I seriously doubt anybody said anything.
It was literally just coming from above. Like, we don't like the way this looks, so we need to get this gone. And that goes even with me. They don't like the way I look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't, I don't fit the narrative or whatever. So, let's get this guy gone. Now, I will say, silver lining. This afternoon, when WWAY, I was waiting on the WWAY guy when I was talking to y'all, and I got a call from my buddy Chris Sutton, and Chris knew someone on the school board, one of those the ladies on the school board that I had not heard her name yet, but he three-way called me, and I didn't know you could still do that.
Yeah, that's the hot. Yeah.
We just three-wayed on some cell phones, but so talking to her, she had no idea that this was even going on until she started seeing all the emails and all the calls were coming into the school board from the post that I put up on Facebook yesterday. So
And she was someone on the school board?
on the school board. So this has been going on for a month or better.
Yeah, it was April 7th.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, is the names or who you think it's coming from, is it an elected position or a higher position, or do we know?
It's elected for sure.
Okay.
Elected for sure. And the one, I don't know exactly which one it's coming from, so I can tell you the superintendent, there's a superintendent fella, and he was very nice to me at the show. But from what I gather, you see where this is going? From what I gather, there was things that he didn't like, or something, and it's kind of started there. But I don't have any grudges against any one of them personally. Like I get it. Now, it gets a little funny to me, kind of, whenever that lady. I talked to that lady today, which I can't remember her name specifically because it's the first time I caught her name. but she's on the school board and had no idea this was going on.
Right.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a problem
Absolutely.
when a person or a select group of people can make
Thank you.
comments based as an opinion of a group such as the board of education or the school board, and it's not the collective.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the collective opinion of the entire board. That's a problem.
Yeah, she is a big fan of the show. And she, you know, as we were having these conversations, she said, I never heard anything about this. It's the first I've heard of it. I definitely would have spoke up in your favor if I had heard anything about it. Now, she's also saying she doesn't know that it's even going to change anything. But just the fact that she reached out to me and, like, had a conversation. And one of the questions that she asked me, this is all I've been wanting. Whenever I told WCT, all I want is for someone to try and help me.
Yeah.
So she just, during that phone conversation, she was like, what can we do to try and help you and maybe make this thing happen? And I was like, I have everything I need. The demands are on you guys' side. And all
Yeah.
I want is help
Yeah.
to meet your demands. Like,
Yeah. Help me navigate whatever.
that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
I've even tried emailing. I was able to get the email address for whoever does the insurances for New Hanover County School Board or schools or whatever it is. So I went straight to her and emailed to see if I could get some help. And there was no help there either. She said that they can only deal with, you know, schools or something like that.
You're not on the board.
Right. So they can't put me under any kind of a policy. You know, I was like, I'm just looking for anything. Like,
I wonder if they would identify you as a vendor and then could do a insurance that way.
I'll take anything. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care how we do it.
Right.
And there's so many people that want to look at you bite your lips. So you just hold it for a second. There's so many people that want to help me out economically, that we can make this thing as a community. Y'all saw the post. As a
Yeah.
community, people are ready to help because they don't want this to go away. The only setback that we're having is we need a yes. We need
Right.
from the insurance places that I'm still negotiating and I'm still kind of working my way through it, but we have not got any yeses.
I have a question on that
Go.
with the insurance, though. Whenever they were giving you that list of things you needed to meet, didn't they say insurance needs to be this? And then when you were able to get the okay, didn't they say, okay, just kidding, we also need you to do this? And they just keep adding to your insurance?
Right. It became there was one email that I got from them initially that was like, you need this liability coverage and workman's comp. And then I got another email like an hour later that said, oh yeah, you also need, you know, whatever the other thing was, I don't remember, but you also got to have this as well, you know. So it's
My only
like
thoughts
Moving
is,
the goal.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm
Every
just
time
worried they're going to keep doing that. Like, even if you get the okays, they're going to just, okay, well, actually, Dane,
right.
we need you to do this.
Who is the what vendor delivers food to the county schools? Does anybody know that? Is
We
it
don't
U.S.
have kids.
Foods? Is it U.S. Foods?
Or Cisco, maybe?
Maybe Cisco or U.S. Foods. One of those two. I would contact them.
Figure out who they're getting their insurance through.
There is more liability with them pulling up with that truck to a school, whether it be before hours or after hours.
Really?
Rolling that food down a ramp, the possible contamination of the food, the incidents that may happen in transaction,
What?
than I would say that you have with any interaction that you have with children.
What? I think that'd be debatable if you
Would
asked
that
these
be?
people,
Would that be?
because
I mean,
Yeah.
would we be in agreement of that? I mean,
I think
definitely
you're
worth a
bringing
question.
up a legitimate concern,
Yeah.
and I will
I
absolutely.
mean, if they're going to be
pursue it.
nitpicky
Yeah.
about something, then why not? I mean, let's be nitpicky.
I'll pursue it. No, for sure.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah. And maybe that company would hire you, so then you could operate under them.
Under U.S. Foods.
Yeah.
Wow, sponsorship
workers'
program.
comp.
What's workers' comp for all the dudes?
Yeah.
All the dudes on the NK.
I'm just trying to think of all the things that, all the things, the in and outs that go on during school times that you could deem as hazardous, and where even third party with the vendors and the other people who participate in school functions and school things.
We did have one lady on Facebook mention she used to be on the PTA for 10 years, and she had said that if the PTA were to bring him on, it would be covered under the PTA's insurance. But
That
we
seems
had
great.
no, but we had done that in the past. This year, though, due to COVID, PTA is not doing anything. They haven't been getting together. So she also said she stopped this year, and there's a new superintendent, or whoever. So things might have changed within the year.
But that's something that we're pursuing that as well, because
Sure.
there's not one avenue that we're not
Absolutely.
pursuing at this point because we don't have any choice, But I don't know. And it's funny because it's just New Hanover County schools. Like, people have been asking me, oh man, or they've been, been making comments about, oh, that sucks that you can't do any shows.
No, we're still doing shows.
We got shows everywhere.
Yeah.
It just sucks that we can't do them in New Hanover County schools. Because
Right.
that's my homeland.
Yeah.
Blair Elementary. That's where I went to elementary school, bro.
That's
That's
headlines.
One of my favorite.
People reading headlines. That's
Yeah.
They're not reading stories. They're reading headlines.
Ooh, that was good. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely right.
How about this guy?
What about? I want to talk to you about the news people. Are they reaching out to you, or are you reaching out to them?
Yeah.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's good. This is the first time they've ever reached out to me when there wasn't like a mass shooting.
Yeah.
I know that sounds terrible, but the only time they want to hear from me is whenever it's something negative in the news that I have going on. So this time it was actually, they're trying. It seems like they're trying to legitimately get a story, but also maybe get some traction as well and help. And it has helped because as soon as the Facebook thing blew up, WCT got on board. I got the call from the lady with the school board that said she had no idea what was going on.
Are you seeing the context and content of your interviews being portrayed the way they should be on the news, or is it being skewed?
I haven't seen the WCT interview, but I read it online. I read what they wrote online. It was perfect. It was
Well, and it must have
absolutely
came across
perfect.
correctly because what was the school that you said you were going to book and we thought we had the date, but it wasn't Freeman or Blair. What was the other one?
College Park
Possibly. So you went over there, spoke to a gentleman and two girls,
or
I think.
Sunset Park, rather, one of them.
That's the one. So one of the teachers there reached out to me after seeing it on the news and was like, oh my goodness, I had no idea. I just knew the principal said it was canceled. So I think it did come across the way that we needed it to,
Cool.
or that we were hoping for it.
And we'll
to.
see with the
that's good.
WWAY thing. I'm a little concerned about that one because he wanted to talk more about the correlation between, and I know I get it's the sensational part of the story, but he wanted to talk more about like the issues with me having the gun shop and like how that raised concerns with them. And that's like the sensational story is, are they discriminating against me because of what I do for a living and that sort of thing. And his questions kind of were based around that, but I understand, like, I think that's a good story as well. I just don't think it's as to me, it's not as big a part of this story as, hey, y'all just figure out a way to help me. Like, help me get this shit back on track so I can get back to doing my shows with the kids. Like, people are forgetting so much. We get so wrapped up in, you said it just a second ago, the opinions of a few shaping the way the lives of many, or whatever it is, like affecting the lives of many, and we're so stuck in that right now, and like people are so, oh god, politics, this side or that side. Fuck them politics, bro. Like, fuck your side and your Democrats and your, I don't give a fuck. Like, I want to get out there. I want to talk to these kids. I want to tell them not to be assholes and ride some motorcycles for so they'll remember it. We just DJ'd a prom last weekend. I had two of those people at that prom. Two of them come up to me and said that they remember me from Murrayville Elementary School. They don't just remember me being there. They don't just remember me doing wheelies. They remember what I said.
Yeah, the message.
They remember the message.
And what was cool is that had been 10 years ago.
Like, literally, they were in elementary school when they saw me, and now they're at prom, like about to graduate. And they remembered that, like, this is bigger than what people are making this out to be. This is not just like I show up there and I do some wheelies, I stroke my ego, I get the fuck out. Like, this is really impacting lives.
Well, and it also impacts you, I think.
Of course.
The kids are so excited, and it's just sad to know that that the schools aren't letting them be able to experience that.
Because of politics.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. Adults are stupid.
No doubt.
Adults ruin
Never
everything.
growing up.
Try to put yourself in the mindset and the focus of the people who are trying to bring this against you. They're not focused on what you've done the past 10 years.
Yeah.
They're not focused on what you've gonna do in the next 10 years.
It's true.
They're focused on the impact that they can make for themselves in their
And how they
short
can
little
run.
period of importance in order to get them to their next short period of importance.
Yeah.
That's a good.
They're not.
They're next. I like that.
They're not. So that's hot right now. So they're doing it to appease
right.
whoever it needs to appease
Stay woke.
to get them
Right.
to the next level. So
Man, I like the way you just worded that because that's exactly right, and it's exactly what I keep running into.
I wish I had a great solution for you.
Yeah,
so bad.
There's not. No, there's not one. But I appreciate y'all inviting me back because like last time we were here, one of the big focuses that we were talking about is how excited I was. And dude, not only was I excited, the reason we got caught, like the reason this thing got shut down is because it got so big.
Right.
Yeah.
The social worker, Carolyn at Murrayville Elementary, and the principal are such big fans of this show, and especially with the Dane Britt Get Fit program, because now it fits everyone. It fits everyone. So like they literally made they made these videos. They had me make videos like promoting it that I would send the little videos in to them, and then they'd show it to all the school. Well, then they took these videos and sent it to everybody in New Hanover County schools, like all the elementary schools. So dude, as soon as it started catching like wildfire, no pun intended, as soon as it started catching on, dude, it was like right and left. Like schools were wanting this, like everybody wanted it. And as soon as everybody wanted it, it's like all of a sudden, whoa. That's weird.
Yeah.
You know, that's weird that something gets cool like that and something starts catching on and it's like, oh, well, this is too far out of our control now. You know, it's too much cool happening.
So this would be this is a good question. Politics are all about redirect, right? Let me distract you over here.
Oh.
So there's something different going on over
Right.
here. Do you think there's a possibility that turning the light towards you, no matter how positive your message is, they can always back it with the guns, can put the attention more outside of the issues that they're dealing with?
Yeah, of course.
Prior?
Of course.
They've got some pretty
know.
serious issues going on and how they handled some certain situations
I
in
agree.
the past.
And and people kept bringing that up, and I agree with what you're saying. I just avoid those topics because I don't like kicking someone while they're down. You know what I mean? And I felt like that's what it would be. Like I told everyone that I knew that was going to these school board meetings. Like I have multiple teachers and principals that I know that were going. I was like, tell these people if they don't help me, I'm going to be vocal.
And let the community know.
Right, like the community is very good to me and they support me and they want this. So if they don't help me, if the school board doesn't want to help me or work with me, I'm going to let people know this. And I told them to bring that up in conversation. Whether it got brought up or not, I don't know.
Right.
They said it did. They said
they said they talked about it, you know. But this has been weeks now that I've just been struggling, you know, turning this wheel and keep getting told no. So,
Have they had a scheduled meeting since all this has come out?
at least one?
At least one? No difference in outcome?
No, absolutely not. No, it was.
We're gonna have to change that.
We're shutting him down, and he needs insurance. You know, and that's the same thing. You know,
wait,
they're-
yeah, that was back a couple of weeks ago, though.
right, and it was the same thing when WCT contacted them today, I believe it was, and they said, "Do you have a comment?" And they basically said, "Dane Britt won't be doing any shows until he gets the proper. Our attorneys say he needs the proper insurance or whatever."
So their quote was until whose attorneys?
Their attorneys told WCT.
Are their attorneys the ones sending you the emails?
No.
No.
Okay, well, that would be my first point of clarification.
Right. Yeah. I'm right there with you, man. There's a lot of things that it seems like not everybody knows the full story in their circles. Do you know?
Dude, yeah.
It
it makes total sense.
That makes me question.
Right
like,
hand doesn't talk to the left hand.
Right. And that makes me question, like, does one hand, are they only telling the people that they know will agree within their circle?
Is there a champion? Like, does somebody have the torch? Like who did the media talk to?
Because every time I get a name, the next time I bring something up and want to talk to them, it's this person that you need to talk to. This person's the one that made that last call.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they've passed me around to like 3 or 4 of these different people, so I never know who to talk to or whatever. So, and I don't, like I said before, like I didn't want any negativity whatsoever to come from the post. Now I knew that people were going to be passionate, right? Because there's so many parents that have been affected and so many kids that have been affected in a positive way. I didn't expect it to go quite as crazy as it did.
Oh, it's crazy.
No, it's nuts. But
Thank God.
I don't necessarily condone a lot of the comments about, you know, what New Hanover County Schools already has going on, because that has nothing to do with me. I wasn't there, right? As a concealed carry instructor, we're trained to be objective, right? We weren't there. We didn't see what happened. So y'all deal with whatever legal stuff y'all have going on. I just know that moving forward, we need to do as many positive things for the kids and as many positive things for New Hanover County Schools as possible to build ourselves back up, right? Like positive things and positive reinforcement is the only way. How could a video of me and Soul Free running making 800 kids jump up and down and with excitement and have a good time. How could that be a negative thing for New Hanover County schools? Like who in their right mind is going to watch that video and pick it apart and say, you know what, this is really dangerous. Those people could fall down. And
Those people are out there.
That could just be.
Unfortunately.
I know.
I mean, they're out there.
And those 5 people are the ones that are ruining it for 800 kids at a time. Dude, I bet I've done this show for, I promise you I've done this show for over 100,000 kids with 0 incidents. Have I fallen down? Absolutely.
Which makes the show so much better.
Absolutely. They love it. Bro,
They do.
They love
They
it when
eat
I
it
fall
up.
down.
Of course they do.
But the majority of the time, like in the shows, I don't even ride a big bike. It's a KLX 110, which is like half the size of what you just got a little dude, you know?
Yeah.
So it's almost entertaining that I have to get these insurance policies on every one of my vehicles when they're like this tall.
Right.
Well, and they're not even registered when they're,
They're
a tiny
absolutely
little
not.
play
They're
toy.
absolutely not street legal or any of these sorts of things. But
I guess my biggest concern is everything I've ever noticed in the past dealing with my career, as far as the politics go in my career, as far as just dealing with people in general who have my best interest or somebody I'm dealing with's best interest in mind, their motives are correct and in line, is if there is an issue from keeping you from a common goal. We all want to see kids succeed. And if anybody on the school board disagrees with that, then we have other issues. But we all want the best for the kids. And if you're providing something positive in such a negative culture that we're fostering right now, if you can find positivity in that, but there's some red tape, that's fine. But here's the red tape, Dane. Here's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's work. Let's get this where it needs to be. And if it can't be done, then it can't be done. But if there's a way, let's figure it out.
yeah, help me.
Yeah.
I think what bothers me more than anything is no one who is shutting you down or trying to stop this has sat down with you or
Right.
even emailed you or called you. They don't care. They're just like, no, well, I can't speak for them. But I feel like they would just be brushing off.
Except for the one today. Like I finally got that
But I mean,
call today.
she's not the one. She had no idea. She's
Right.
not the one shutting you down.
Right,
She's
no.
not the one giving you these rules.
I agree. I'm holding on to that one shimmer. Of
Okay,
light.
you can hold on to her.
Just let me hold on.
Yeah.
Thank you,
my-
lady, for calling.
But no, I agree. What you're saying is absolutely right. Like the discouraging part has been just that it's been you figure this out.
But
Hey,
what's even
you
better
figure this
now is like your message is probably the best you've had, because before with the non-bullying or whatever, like that's only certain people. And it's like nowadays everyone's equal. Well, they always have been, but you need to treat everyone equally. But if you're saying you're a bully, we don't need to be putting that in their heads. But hey, everybody, let's get fit. Like that's the most positive thing you
The
could
get
do.
fit thing's awesome.
And because kids are, before, whenever schools were shut down, they did everything online. So they got used to sitting in front of their computer, not getting up, not doing anything. So it's just sad that they can't.
Yeah, no, she's absolutely right. This is the absolute best show and message that we've ever had. And I enjoyed the anti-bully thing, but we talked about this before. The bully thing got overdone.
Yep.
It got the bully word
Yeah.
got over, and we talked about this on the last podcast. So like it was such a relief to me whenever Carolyn was actually the one at Murrayville, and she was like, "What if we do a get fit with Dane Britt?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" Like I love the whole
Sounds good too.
It
exercise.
rhymes, yeah.
It's kind of rhyme, we'll get Matt Hoffman out there. He'll pick up a Buick or some shit. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be amazing, But nah, dude, I'm so pumped about the direction it's headed. I just really need somebody to help me get this thing back on track with New Hanover County.
Yeah. Would it be wrong to think that maybe a win-win is communication? Like,
Yeah,
if we can just maybe the lady that reached out to you,
yeah,
maybe if they have a meeting and you come in to speak, and whoever is being the champion for the other side,
yeah,
let them speak.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all about everybody having their word.
And I get it. Like I know what I look like, right, to these people, and I know that they think, if they invite me to a meeting, that I'm like wig out, or whatever,
Yeah.
like, freak out or lose my shit, whatever. But
Yeah.
I will be if they'll just invite me and like have a conversation, dude, I'll be so excited that they're just talking to me. What?
Sorry. Well, I was
Go.
going to say one good thing with you mentioning having both sides speak. with the waivers, we never even thought of that. That never crossed our mind. We're just like, let's get these kids involved. This is great. But we're not parents. We don't think your kid could get hurt.
Yeah,
So
right.
maybe parents should have waivers. Like, we don't think of that. And so whenever, at first we're like, seriously, we need waivers? This is ridiculous. These kids should be involved in the show. But then when, I guess it was Cece who was talking to us, was like, but think about it. Like, this is what we do. And we're like, oh, okay. So I guess it would be good, too, to hear their side.
I want to hear Matt's side now.
I'm a parent.
His face is turning
I'd be
red.
glad to tell you my side.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm liable to get in trouble for forcing or putting my opinion out, but that's okay. Now, I think it's a responsibility of a parent to understand the outcome and the message, but what your kids have the opportunity to learn from it. Risk definitely plays a part, but you could say the same thing about putting them in Pop Warner football.
Yeah.
The benefits of team organized skills, of not being able to do everything on your own and by yourself. It's not a video game. It's not you playing. It involves an entire team. Yeah, you're gonna get bulldozed. I mean, you're gonna get knocked on your ass. That's part of the game. However, the things that you learn from that as well. But so the message and the ability to learn something greater than the opposed risk far outweighs what the risk might possibly be.
Right. I feel the same way.
My kid might get a concussion playing football. It's possible. I mean, dude, we could get in a car wreck on the way home. I mean, if you live in this giant bubble filled world of, mitigating risk to the most manner, then we're all going to be in quarantine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Forever.
I'm just saying. But I mean, if you foster this environment where you take all the risk away from everything, you lose the ability to learn so much about what has shaped our society as it is. And is that the message that we want for our kids? Me? No, it's not. I want them to understand hardship. I want them to understand hard things and the benefits you get from hard things and working hard at things. The risk is part of it.
Absolutely.
And now another side of that too is like, so what if, and I'm asking y'all as parents, right? So what if we set it up? And this is another thing that I was gonna just mention or offer if they keep giving me hurdles, but set it up to where like every parent would have to sign off for their kid to be able to attend, or a guardian or whatever. So if they don't sign off, they don't want their kid there, they don't want their kid involved, the kid stays in the classroom. They don't have to be involved with the show. Now, where are we at, parents, on something like that?
Well, then you're going to cross the hurdle of singling somebody out.
That's what they do for the field trips. I have to sign a thing saying they can ride on the bus, they can eat the lunch. And
you're right.
Okay. So this is potentially possible. Like
It's,
it is something that
it's
could
possible.
potentially happen.
It's possible.
It's the same
I
as the
don't-
field trip. Yeah, like I can
Field
deny
trip.
it. Say no field trip for
Exactly.
Keenan.
Like
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable with young blood being out there at this show.
Petting ostriches.
And ostriches?
Ostriches, yeah. That's field trip. I don't know the field trip. I
Oh,
have to
right.
remember. That's because I'm highly allergic to ostrich dander. So that's the only
You were
field
so
trip that I can
confused for a
remember.
minute. Yeah.
That's the only field trip that I can remember.
Ostriches.
Yeah, he's hating on emus.
Aw.
You're highly allergic.
Highly.
Man, how'd you figure that out?
I got ostrich feathers all in my face. And I almost died. That's how.
Hey, poor kid.
But see,
Ostrich feathers and melon fruits.
no.
I'm out. Yeah.
Oh,
But
wow.
see the story that you walked away from with that. Imagine
remembered it
like
forever.
let's just go through a scenario real quick. So Kyle goes to flip over one of the kids, doesn't make it all the way over because the kid raises up, knocks the kid down or whatever. He skins his elbow a little bit or skins his knee a little bit. Like right. So that kid has that experience for the rest of his life. Like, bro, we were out there. This dude was flipping over me. And I freaked out. Then he hit me and I fell down. You know what I'm saying? Just like your ostrich to the face or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you could have died, bro. If you're allergic.
Well, see, mine was an
You could've
experience
died.
reflective on a bad experience that I had with him, and just so happens that even if it was a bad experience that he had, some asshole flipped over me, couldn't jump right, and knocked me
Yeah.
down.
Knocked me down.
I still remember it.
That's it.
I
dude.
still remember it.
And maybe maybe next time he won't volunteer for some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like, but no, I always like whenever we ask for volunteers, like the amount of There's not
Dude, they
one
go
hand
crazy. They
that
have to.
absolutely
I'm sure
lose
they
their
do.
shit.
They go crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they'll
lose it.
jump their friend. You pick this one. Nope.
Nah, that's right. That's right. Seriously.
Yeah.
So it would be a kind of a, I don't know. It would kind of suck to take that away from. Like, it's going to suck to take that away. They're so used to, like, for years before we did the audience participation thing. We only did it really in the summer months. So I always did the water bottle spray. You ever seen that? Where, like, I do an endo on the bike, I land on the water bottle, it sprays everywhere, right? Like, I've destroyed kids with jets of water. And principals with jets of water, you know? So stuff like that, like the interactive stuff, I question, you know, like, if we take all of that stuff out.
Are you going to get in trouble for your water bottles now?
I don't know. Like,
I don't know either.
Can we, you know, we need to talk about that as well. Like, is that something we can still do? Because that's kids, dude. I used to rely, if I was like, if I had multiple shows in a week or something like that.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, I would rely on the water bottle squirting rather than me having to kill when it was just me doing the shows.
Right.
Rather than me having to kill myself, you know, going all over the place. Because, dude, they wouldn't care. I could do 4 wheelies and then just start setting up water bottles.
And they're like, "Woo!"
They're going to lose it and go everywhere them water bottles are. And that's all they're paying attention to for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm a hero at the end of it.
Right.
You know?
Due to COVID, they cannot be close together. So now you're targeting one child. You're getting shot.
It's true. They're all 6 feet
So
apart.
never mind.
Just see those videos from
Absolutely.
the last where they were
Well,
all.
and he was
course.
there.
I wasn't
He
there.
was supposed to be.
Oh.
I was supposed to be there, but I
Yeah.
wasn't
Just
there.
kidding.
He had some
Slacker.
stand-ins. He had some stunt doubles.
That's
that
right.
day. Yeah, they weren't quite as pretty.
I put my tentacles out.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, dudes.
Help us out.
But yeah, they had little X's for them, which I get why they have to do it, but it was kind of sad because if you think about going to watch some performance, you're like with your buddies, hey, but oh my gosh, did you see that? Like they couldn't do that. You weren't allowed to touch. You weren't allowed to interact. So
1X.
yeah, and so even their feedback wasn't as exciting as it normally is, which is a
True.
bummer.
That is
But
a
I get
bummer.
it. Yeah,
COVID.
That dang
it's
COVID.
everything.
Yep. Due to COVID.
That gall.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what point do you wash your hands of all of it?
I actually talked about this with her last night because one of my biggest fears is that I make such a stink with it that they come after me, after my business, right? Like, how hard is it for anybody that's in politics to make those kind of phone calls with whatever their political connection? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, how far do you push it? I've pushed it about as far as I'm going to push it. At this point, I just want them to try and help me. If they try and help me and they still say it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. Like, I'll stay out of New Hanover County Schools. I'm like exhausted. Y'all can probably see it in my eyes right now. Like, today was exhausting because everybody has the answer. Everybody wants to help, right? And they all think that their answer is, this is the way, Dane. This is what you got to do. So, like, I pursue this for a little while, and then I pursue this for a little while. That's what it's been all day long.
Yeah.
So,
Which is nice, but
it's so nice.
I don't think they realize how many people are reaching out to you at once.
Yeah. And the support is amazing. I told the WWAY dude earlier, like, the support, you can't. And this was obviously not on camera, but like, you will never know how much people really adore what you've got going on until like you die or you cease to exist or you get canned or you know what I'm saying, until it doesn't exist anymore. Nobody's going to show you that appreciation on a daily basis because they're like, oh, it's there, it's awesome, it's just going to happen. But then like when it's not there anymore, this outpour of like hundreds, thousands of people that this has affected. Thousands of people that this stupid little rinky-dink 15-minute show have affected. Man, that's cool. You know, and I didn't even have to die.
Well, and it's also older people without kids, like just people who know what he's doing and who support the shop and want to see him do good things. So
my pops, even sent me a text last night, and he was like, "Man, I know that you are in. It's going to create some problems for you probably because it has stirred up a lot of emotional things on both sides or whatever. But he just told me he was really proud of me for stepping up, you know what I mean? For just for saying something. There's so many people, and like I talk to these parents all the time who are just, you guys are probably the same way, who are just tired of the kids losing out on things. Like the kids are constantly getting cool stuff stripped away. So like the parents, I always see them like, oh, I put this status up and I got something to say. I put this status up, I got something. They're not joining forces. Like, until these people stand up and, like, stand for something, what are they going to do?
Fall for anything.
There you go. Absolutely right, dude. These parents have to understand that if they don't show a little bit of force, they're going to keep doing the same thing that they've been doing, and stuff's going to keep getting taken away.
Yeah.
Like they have to stand together, and they're not. So the best thing that could possibly come out of, no matter what happens to me, if I'm a martyr, and Mr. Maynard, we had this conversation today. If I have to take one for the team and something bad happens to me out of all this for whatever reason, I lose my business, I lose whatever, worst case scenarios, obviously, but if the only good thing that comes out of this is that a whole bunch of parents start talking and they start getting together and they start bringing back some of the things that they want in the schools and like taking back control, hey, I'll take one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we have to start standing. I don't even have kids, but like I see it. You know, we
You kind of do have kids. You got thousands of
That's
them.
right.
Right.
That's right. Thousands of little minions everywhere.
Yeah.
But dude, y'all have to, as parents, listen to what I'm saying. Y'all have to start getting together. And if you want to take back some of the things at the schools that you've got to go to these meetings, these board meetings and stuff, and you've got to show them that like you got. And granted, right now they've got it with due to COVID. I think they'll only take like 50 people. You got to like register or let them know that you're going.
Yeah.
Turns out mandates have been quite lenient as far as outdoors goes. So
Cool, dude. Even if a whole bunch of people just gathered outside.
Well, and that's what they said, that you can line up
Cool.
outside.
Cool.
And if it doesn't fill up, then they'll send you in one by one.
I don't think this is a bad idea.
What does a Get Fit with Dane Britt show look like?
Starts out with. Are you want me to walk you through like the stunts that we do? Is that what you want?
Yeah,
Don't
so
do all that.
there are stunts.
I mean, because I could do like a flip off the table.
Yeah,
No, I'm
no.
kidding. I don't do flips.
So they bring the kids out. Like, what's the time frame?
Oh, 10-4. It's about 15 minutes. About 20 minutes total with me talking to them. So the kids come out. I talk to them. I tell whatever the message is that day. Right now it's the Get Fit thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I also tell them like one of the schools had EOGs coming up, integrated testing. So like we talked about that. Like not only do you need to stay fit with your body, you need to try to keep your mind fit as well. You guys have EOGs coming up. I need you guys to do well. I need you guys to concentrate on this for me. Can y'all do that? Yeah, Dane Britt, fucking A, man. And they probably didn't say that, but you know, it's like 5.
Probably did say that.
That's right. No, let's go play Fortnite, you know, or whatever. So it starts with just the inspirational stuff, get them hyped up, introduce them to the folks that are on the team or whatever. Introduce them to Elsa. They all know who Elsa is, obviously already. And then we do the little show. Usually, the show takes between 12 and 15 minutes total. Like at a longer show, 15 minutes. And then as soon as we get done, thank y'all so much, man. Make sure y'all stay fit. Keep your minds right. Make sure y'all study and listen to your teachers. Dismiss them from there. Like it's in and out, and it wham bam thank you ma'ams them so fast that like they go back to their classroom and like, what the fuck just happened?
And you can see it on their faces when it's like time to go in. And they're like, what?
Did this just
it's
happen?
the most entertaining thing I've done in years.
That's right. Yeah. that's right, man. But it's cool.
But before all this, whenever he did the other schools, if it was an event that they knew that they're coming for this and they don't have to rush back to class, like the show we did at Murrayville, they had to go right back to class because we started their day off like that. They can stay. Well, they used to be able to stay and get autographs and pictures and hang out. And like that was the coolest thing. Because then they were able to really tell you what they thought.
I told y'all this. Cape Fear Middle.
Yeah, it was the best show.
Oh, my God.
It's on YouTube.
Kids were amazing. And, yes, that show is on YouTube. And you can just see and hear and feel. And after the show, when they let all the kids come up around, like we got to sign, for however many minutes or hours it took. We signed everything.
Nice.
Hundreds of kids, right? Got, whatever they wanted signed got signed.
It was so cool.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. Well, and then at Murrayville, before the show even started, because I was like, I haven't been to a school. I don't know what the rules are. Like, I know everyone needs to wear a mask, and you probably shouldn't, like, hug all over each other, but I don't know. So I asked her, I was like, hey, can we high-five the kids? And she's like, yeah, you can touch the puppies. And I was like, okay.
Right.
And, like, just thought it was funny. So we thought, no big deal. So, but the kids were rushed so, like, back to class so soon that we jumped in front of the doors and we're like, yeah, high-five, as they were running in. And that was awesome, but that was like the only interaction we got. And it was kind of like, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that now they're taking that away.
Yeah.
So,
they're
like, we
saying you can't touch the
high-five.
kids.
You can't, even though I'm wearing like riding
Gloves.
gloves, helmet. If I take the helmet off, the mask comes on. Can't touch kids. So I don't know. At some point, it's slightly excessive. But I'm not here to complain. Certainly
That's
here
what
to
I'm
just
for. No, I'm
give
kidding.
You, right?
I'm so kidding.
Just give you the 411, I guess.
What has this done to you personally? Maybe I should ask the ladies.
Right? Yeah. Dude,
Emotionally.
I'd say I'm edgy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for the past couple weeks, I've definitely been more edgy.
But it's huge, like, on his heart. Like, today he was getting interviewed by WCT. It made me cry because he got all choked up.
I fucking stopped, dude.
But
Like,
he had to stop 3
2
times.
or 3 times, yeah.
And I was just like, you could just tell how passionate he is about this. And he's been doing it for so long. And for them to just, no, sir, we're going to give you all these rules too. So I think it's draining because he's like, any free time he gets, he's like, how I'm talking to insurance people like crazy, figuring out how we can get this to even happen. Downfall is school's ending in 3 weeks. But still, he's pursuing it like he has like 500 shows, which is great. So I do appreciate that. But I think it's emotionally a roller coaster.
Having your motives questioned is not fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good way to
So,
put it.
yeah, and well, the other side of that too, like as a man, right? Talking to the men, whenever you are emotionally drained, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you're exhausted, like you've just been doing things a lot and you're exhausted, you can't control your emotions as well. Right?
Agreed. Yeah.
So like today, all I'm trying to do is tell this reporter about my show. And I can't stop getting choked. Like I'm about to fucking cry. Like I literally almost started crying, staring at this camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was like, please don't put this on WCT. You know, but
They'll
bro,
use that, I'm sure.
as a man,
Yeah.
how does that make you feel? You can't get the sentence out.
Well, that's maybe I'm not going to speak for WCT and WWAY, the folks who you've done interviews with, but the mainstream media, that's what they're wanting. They
Emotions?
want to catch you fumble. Yeah, they want to catch you fumble or misrepresent or mislead the situation. That's what they want. Because there's no hype in good things anymore. There's hype in controversy.
Yeah.
There's hype in negativity.
Yeah.
That's what sells.
That's why you get
great things.
bad reviews. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of good reviews.
There's not.
This actually has a chance to be the catalyst because there's a lot of people that feel passionately about this particular subject. So maybe this will be that turn where people can get pumped up about something positive.
Yeah, I
instead of-
keep seeing
That'd be great.
as the past 3 days, I've seen a lot of people as I brought this up bring up other things that they've been disturbed about that are going on in their, whatever county they're in. I don't know, but the schools that, things that they don't agree with. So like I hope that, like you said, that they would take the initiative now.
Yeah.
Because they see all these other people that feel the same way.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
There's power in numbers.
That's why I discourage your comment or your response to when I ask you, so when do you wash your hands of it? I discourage your response for that. Because you said, I'm kind of there.
Yeah.
Don't be there.
Yeah.
You believe in it. I mean, you got backing.
I know.
Let's get it.
I'm trying, bro.
I mean, we got you, dog.
I know.
Let's do it.
I feel you. I have to find a better balance.
I get it.
I'm putting too much in right now. I have to like.
Sure.
What would you call it? Like stagger or not go all hard in the paint. Every day like hard in the paint. I have to like I'll do a little bit today. I'll do a little bit here.
Well, the great news about it is, it's because I've been keeping up with it. I've been keeping up with the issue on your social media page. I don't know if you've read your comments on your social media.
I try to read all of them.
You shouldn't. Let me do that. You shouldn't do that. Let me do that. I'll communicate with you. I'll be like, Dane, these people are like, you're a dirtbag. Don't do that. Let me do that. I don't have any connection to it, so let me do that for you.
Yeah.
But just you've got a lot of support. Just keep interjecting that energy where you can, and we'll take it from here.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful. I really hope that no one takes from this podcast. Like I appreciate y'all letting me update people. Please, no one take negativity from this podcast because I do speak kind of like I'm perturbed about it, and like we can hear that everybody's got a job to do. They're doing their job. I get it, and we're pointing out some flaws. Everybody's got flaws. Everybody's trying to do their thing, but please don't let this be a negative thing. Like all this needs to be is a reason for us to come together
Communicate.
We have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. We need to learn from this experience. Is all I want to happen. I don't want. I see people's passion, and I see how upset people are, and
I think you touched on that. You said that we've learned a few things that we can do better. So
Yeah.
maybe at the end, some communication happens, get this thing back on track.
I think that's the main thing. There hasn't been communication from the very beginning.
Yeah.
that's all I want. Talk to me.
Clarity would be a wonderful thing, wouldn't it?
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I was going to ask you,
Allergies.
from the fire service world, specifically New Hanover County Fire Department, is there something in your mind that you can think of our voice being able to be used to help your current situation?
I think it's already. I mean, it's really being like this is great. Like this conversation, and then people just being like abreast of what's actually going on. This is great. Y'all finding that post on Facebook, sharing the post on Facebook is great. Like having the information, any support that you get, like just sharing it is supportive. Any support that you give beyond that, whether you just write a little thing about like any interactions you've ever had with the show, or if you've seen people that have interacted with the show, stuff like that is exactly what y'all are doing. Y'all are doing exactly what you do. Whenever y'all came out there when we were doing Murrayville, and y'all came out there, and all they had to do was come out there and hang out with us and come do jumping jacks with us. And kids love stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like y'all do everything that y'all can do, and I think in this situation. It's a little bit out of all of our hands.
Sure.
Y'all are doing the best that y'all are doing what we have the power to do, which is just share the information, and hopefully it will start conversation. Share the information, it'll start the conversation.
Those are like song lyrics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bustin' flows.
It seems like you're really passionate about the whole thing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I appreciate y'all having me back, because this is this is the first speed bump I've ever had with this. So it's certainly been it's tough. It's weird. It's weird how like emotionally Teila's like, why are you just such an asshole all the time? Teila, they're trying to cancel me. You don't understand. I like cry in the shower in fetal position and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You too? That's weird.
Oh man.
No, man. Teila, what is there anything that you can think of that like the fire department could do to help the situation? I think they're doing it.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
always
this is helping out.
something. There's something we
Just-
can do more.
Man, I don't know though. Just
We're-
sharing the
we're-
word and spreading it. I
Spread
mean,
the good word.
We're in the business of helping folks.
I know that.
Yeah.
Y'all are pretty amazing.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Y'all are pretty amazing.
Yeah. I'll slow mo
Are you
that.
talking about me and
portion.
Steve specifically, or
She don't say that. She don't say that about me. I come back and get off the motorcycle. She's not like, you're pretty amazing. Cool, man. Nice wheelie, bro. Put the bike down.
Whatever. That's not true.
Oh my god! But no, thank y'all so much always, and thank y'all for this podcast. Like
Yeah.
whenever I watch the podcast when I'm supposed to be doing paperwork at the shop, it's wonderful.
So then I do the paperwork
So then Teila does the paperwork.
That's fair.
I watch
That's fair.
after I'm done doing hair and making t-shirts.
I love it, man. I hope y'all, I hope with stuff like, I hope in the future y'all keep having me back. It's always great talking to you.
yeah, you'll definitely be back. Yeah,
I always
had a pleasure.
appreciate it. Cool.
I want to let folks know where they can find you. For one, so you're just mostly on Facebook now?
Right.
Okay.
Instagram deleted me. So
Right, so
Yeah, but
just-
there is a Dane Britt Stunts.
I started another one, a new
Okay.
one, but it's
Not as popular.
it's not as cool.
So just where's
Facebook,
Facebook?
Dane Britt.
Okay, so Dane Britt.
And then the DB Soul Free Running page. So like DB Soul Free Running now has its own page, and we're starting to put like the pictures and videos directly to that page. So I hope to to bring some attention to that page as well, because there's going to be a lot of feel good moments on that one. Like
Sure.
we're putting all the. This is the first time I've ever made a Facebook for specifically for the shows and for the
Well, and all
nonprofit.
all four of the shows from Murrayville are on there, which are awesome.
Do you
I like
tag?
the highlights.
Do you tag on your personal page the DB Stunts page as well?
Right.
Like on your post, you do. So I have a theory that if it takes more than 2 clicks, they're not going to follow.
I
it.
agree
So
with you.
they're-
You're
People are
right.
lazy.
I can't
If
believe
it takes more than 2 clicks, then they're
Yeah,
out. So
and
they'll click once. Cool. If they don't find what they're looking for, the next click will be back or previous or whatever
That's
Man,
so
it
he's
may
so
be.
right.
Uh-huh.
He said going back to whatever they were doing.
Yeah, it's so 2 clicks. So the fact that tagging your stunt show off of your own page is perfect. That's one click, boom, you're there.
Dude.
Great. Also, New Hanover County School Board of Education has a Facebook page. I urge all of our listeners to tag this podcast, to tag DB Stunts, Dane Britt himself, whatever, and make your voices known, good or bad. I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, perspective is everything.
Cool.
I don't like to look at one side of any coin. So, yeah, good or bad, opinions, voice them. I have also done some research, and the next School Board of Education meetings will be June 1st.
That's what I
will
hear.
post, probably tag your post, and then I'll try to find a location for that.
Cool.
And we'll try to push for people to come out and support.
Look at you,
Awesome.
firefighter, doing something.
No, this is great. He's getting it done. That's it. This is what we can do. This is what we can do. He's doing it.
So we'll find a way to push that so we can get folks out to
That's awesome.
push
And,
a positive message.
In a perfect world, we will have some sort of an agreement comes to before that meeting even gets here.
Sure.
Now, I would still encourage, if you parents out there have things that you see that you don't like, you have to go to those meetings. Like, you have to let your voice be heard. And I know it's annoying, and I know you don't want to be there, and I know you work all day and you don't want to go to some meeting with the school board. But if you want something, you have to fight for it. That's what I'm doing right now, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want this. We've got to fight for it. Going back to your point about the clicks thing, I can't believe the number of people. Now, granted, they obviously didn't read every word because they'll talk to me about the post, and they have no idea what all it said. But the post was like this long, and I can't believe the number of people that tried to read the majority of it. Because you know as well as I do, you can't get people to read more than like 3 sentences on the internet. So it was really cool to see how many people actually did read the entire thing. They didn't comprehend it all because they still said things to me about like, oh man, that sucks. You don't have any more shows, bro. That's not what it said. It said
Right.
New Hanover County. So, but either way, I can't thank everybody enough, and thank you for everything that y'all are doing and trying to help. I appreciate it, man. It's awesome.
Hey, man, we'll keep fighting the good fight with
Y'all
you,
are
brother.
good to us.
That's right,
I'm
man.
very good to me. I appreciate it.
Dane,
Cool.
Tila, it's been a pleasure.
Thank y'all
you
so
for
much,
having us.
man.
Steve, Jeremy,
Primary complete.
doing what you do. Enjoyed
Thanks for
it.
coming.
Thank y'all.
All right.
Thank you guys.
I'm under pressure that you wouldn't believe.